They're on their feet here, nearly 50,000 strong. Here's Bautista. Game tied at 3, 7th inning. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Fly ball deep left field. Yes, they're there. She goes. Blue Jays 6, Rangers 3.
Jose Bautista is unbelievable.
Bottom of the 7th inning in Toronto, Russell Martin, who was charged with the error which led to the go-ahead run. Martin leads off against Hamels, with the Rangers leading 3-2.
Jeff Bannister will start this inning with his bullpen getting warm after that lengthy delay for his starting pitcher Cole Hamels.
The delay was 18 minutes after Martin's throw back to the mound hit the bat of Chu. There's Stubbs in center, replacing DeShields. Broken bat grounder. Andrews could not handle it. Leadoff man on for the Blue Jays in the bottom of the 7th.
That's the speed of Russell Martin. Not a lot of catchers run very well. Forces Andrews to hustle. He just misplayed it. He doesn't miss many balls.
Yeah, he just clanked it. He had time. See, he closed the glove early off the heel. Innings, postseason elimination game. Tension builds.
So an error committed by Andrews. Here's Pilar, who has struck out twice today. Rip foul down the left field line.
It's a big error with Andrews right there, because it does. You had Cole Hamels in a nice little roll. He came right back after the delay, and that you get that quick out early. It keeps the crowd out of it and everything. That was a big error.
And 2 on Pilar.
Well, and they're going for the juggler right now. You got Justin Smoke out on the on-deck circle, hit for Goins. So they're going to make a move. I thought maybe you might see Pilar moving a little bit, but that's not going to be the case. Moving meaning move the runner, not the case here. Good rips. I tell you, there's a lot of guys that have really played well, and their stock has gone through the roof. Nobody more than this guy. He's been so impressive.
Yeah, I agree, and that's why from the get-go, that's why he swings the bat. Toronto doesn't really play to manufacture runs, but he's been one of their hotter sticks in the lineup.
We've watched him have some power. He's shown the speed, the great defense, throw. He's done it all in the 4 and almost 5 games now in this series.
The 106th pitch from Cole Hamels.
Well, I think Cole Hamels gets through this as much as he can this inning, and then that's all we're going to see from him. This is going to be a bullpen game the rest of the way out.
Well, he's got Pilar in swing mode right now. He's been pounding that cutter in. Very surprised if Hamels shows him anything in the zone.
The left-hander Jake Diekman and the right-hander Sam Dyson in the Texas pen. On the ground to the right side. Oh, everybody's safe.
Oh my! You got the left-handed first baseman. He's got the easy throw for the force. And Moreland just shanked it.
Once again, tension, late innings, postseason elimination game, nothing routine.
Well, and what happens here, it allows them to bring Goins back out here to bunt. Andrews almost came up with it, but now you take Justin Smoke back. Look at Russell Martin take the lane out right there, and that takes away a little bit of the angle to throw. and that causes a little bit of a shank, but I think he had already gripped the ball poorly before Russell Martin made his turn.
Two errors in the inning. First Andrus, and then Moreland.
And the point is, they've taken Justin Smoke back, and now you manufacture. You bring Goins, it leaves Goins in the game to drop the bunt.
Set up nicely for Toronto, as you said. Goins for a bunt, and Revere, their best contact hitter, behind him.
It'd be interesting to see how they try to use the bullpen, because they got Dykeman up. You want him to pitch to Revere if you get to that point. And you have Dyson as well, but then you go to all the right-handed hitters.
Goins 0 for 15 in the series, but he's made some tremendous defensive plays. 2 on, nobody out.
The 7th inning, you'll never forget.
He wants Beltre to field this bunt.
And that's all just to see if Goins is squaring around.
Bunted foul, 0-1.
And you're right, Tom. The execution here is to push that ball to third base.
Well, Texas did put the wheel play on. Beltre charges hard. Andrews covers third.
Yeah, but I
could also run a fake wheel play here to try to get the pickoff at second base. Now we'll get a runner from Martin.
Dalton Pompey, the local native.
A lot of teams, once they show that wheel play with the shortstop vacating, they'll have the shortstop break early and move the second baseman in behind on a timed pickoff play. Pompey has to be careful not to leave too soon cheap.
Even if they have a wheel play on, if you're Goins and you're the bunter, all you got to do is deaden that ball in front of home plate and still bunt it to third base and make them field it. After back-to-back errors, I'd be surprised if they take a gamble to throw and try to get the lead runner.
So Pompey takes his lead off second. Pilar off first. The 0-1 to Goins. Bunted. Beltre goes to third. Bases loaded.
He dropped it. He took great execution. Look at Beltre, the spin, perfect throw, and Andrus just dropped it. He just dropped it.
Three outs. Texas had all 3 outs in this inning in hand. They sit here with none, and the base is loaded.
In the inning. Andrus has committed 2. Ben Revere with the bases loaded. Infield in. 1-run game. Strike 1.
That's where Revere's speed comes into play.
Look, if you're Cole Hamels right here, you got to get a strikeout. Ben Revere puts the ball in play. It's a run. So this is where you're looking to get a strikeout, and then hopefully you can get the Donaldson, maybe get through it. If you're Ben Revere, you got to just put the ball in play.
Bounce to the right side. Throw comes home. Out at the plate is Pompey.
You know you're not going to double him up. Now, Bannister's going to say he came out of the lane. He's looking for a double play on the slide from Pompey. With all the catcher rules protecting the catcher, you're going to see the play. Jimenez comes up. He's got a force. But I think Pompey's in the right. You got to take him out. He's still on the plate. He's engaged to the plate. You got to take him out. I thought it was a clean play.
He wants the umpires, Jeff Manister does, to take a look at this play.
It's a clean slide. If this was at second base, you want to be within being able to touch the base. He's within being able to touch the plate. And now the catcher becomes another infielder for me. It's a double play ball. I'm sorry.
That's the dichotomy between how the middle infield and the plate are treated. Catcher has protection where he cannot be targeted. Middle infielders do not, as long as that runner is within arm's length of the base.
Can you imagine if they call a double play here? Woo!
A wild 7th inning. Go-ahead run scores in the top half on a play that most people here at Rogers Center have never seen before. And now in the bottom half of the inning, 3 errors committed by the Texas Rangers.
You know, again, we got two former catchers managing. And looking at Gibbons' reaction in the dugout, I think he was kind of like, we may not get this call our direction.
One more look from above.
He's got to take him out. I think they're going to, this call's going to stay where it's at. And so are we. And I know you are at home.
When we come back, bases loaded, 1 out, Donaldson to the plate.
Okay, we have an explanation for that crazy play in the top of the inning. It is as Kenny Albert said. According to Rule 603A, if the batter is standing in the batter's box and he or his bat is struck by the catcher's throw back to the pitcher, and in the umpire's judgment there is no intent on the part of the batter to interfere with the throw, then the ball is alive and in play. Now, people wondering, why was there a review there? There's an explanation for that as well. The umpires on the field called for a crew chief review of a rules check that was prior to the protest from John Gibbons.
All right, thanks very much, Ken. Bases loaded, 1 out. Sam Dyson on to face Josh Donaldson. The right-hander out of the Rangers pen, ball 1.
And all the Rangers are doing right here, trying to look to get a double play ball.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for the middle infielders because Revere has a tremendous lead at first and will be on top of the middle infielders very quickly, trying to turn 2.
These are the moments that you look for if you're Josh Donaldson. You're sitting 2-0. It's the clincher. Texas has had a bad inning, and they got to come to you right now.
3 errors in the inning committed by the Rangers. And now time is called by the home plate umpire, Dale Scott.
Dale Scott's had a tough inning, but he's got the calls right. He really has. The slide right there and the ball off the bat.
The 2-0 of Bloom. Over the glove of Verdua. Palou scores. And the Rangers get the out at second.
Boy, they got the force at second, but that shows you how strong Donaldson is. But I don't know why Verdua didn't turn and run and get it. That's one of those balls that fooled you.
Exactly right. It fooled him. And Revere turns his back on the baseball, so he's not able to get to second base. Here's the ball directly over his head, backpedaling, but just beyond him. and recovers in time for the force at second base.
But on Revere's point, he's got a huge lead. Where he's at right there, if Odor catches it, he's thinking I'm doubled up. That's why he's going back, because that's a ball you think he's going to catch.
Well, what next?
What an inning. We are tied at 3. Dyson 2, Bautista.
Are we tied? Oh my goodness. Oh, what a game, huh?
What an inning. The 7th inning to this point has taken 40 minutes.
Incredible.
Runners on the corners, 2 outs.
If you look at the Rangers, they've had 5 outs in this inning already. Got the 1 at the plate, got the 1 at second. They've had 6 basically. They kicked 3.
And the scoreboard only says 2.
Donaldson driving in the tying run on a fielder's choice. After the Rangers took the lead in bizarre fashion in the top half. The 1-1 from Dyson. Bautista with a drive. Deep left field. No doubt about it.
For so long, and it's going to burn you. No doubt about it. There's all kinds of stuff.
Encarnacion and Dyson are having words. It looked like Encarnacion was trying to,
which is ridiculous.
Well, he was waiting to the crowd to stop throwing things, and then Dyson came in from the mound.
Well,
Dyson was in no mood for anything after not just the home run, but Bautista admiring the blast.
Admired the blast the whole time, but also this has just been a crazy half inning. Emotions are at the all-time high. But as I was watching this, the first thing, look, everybody's calling for Bautista to come out for a curtain call. So if you're Dyson, that's what you're seeing. Bautista is trying to tell the fans, quit throwing things on the field. Encarnacion, I mean.
As we saw from other Blue Jays earlier, he's trying to get the crowd to calm down.
Quit throwing stuff. That's what he's doing. Calm down. Because the game has already been delayed. That's why you kept seeing so many replays.
And there's Dyson. He took exception. He did not realize what Encarnacion was doing as far as calming down the crowd.
Yeah, it looks to him like he's saying, yes, more. But that's not what he's doing. Look, what you did not see is there are people running on the field in the outfield. There's beer cans chucked everywhere. They've got bottles. I mean, they've got baskets of garbage in the right field corner that the grounds crew's picking up. This is the scene that's going on that Encarnacion was telling people, calm down.
Can't recall another baseball game where emotions ran so high, both sides and in the stands.
Remember, the Dugouts and bullpens had emptied in game 2 of this series here in Toronto.
Well, I know Bautista hit a bomb, and it's a big one. But if I'm on the other side, that's got to hurt.
Absolutely.
It just does.
And especially the way this inning unfolded. You could see the tension in the way the Rangers kept mishandling the baseball.
But what a 7th inning. One you will never forget. You'll be talking about where you were when it happened.
Top of the 7th, the Rangers took a 3-2 lead.
And the Rangers are asking for somebody to be thrown out of the stands. And that's the exception that you're seeing.
Let's head down to the field. Check in again with Ken Rosenthal. Ken.
Guys, right before that melee started, or near melee, the Rangers were gesturing toward that very area. Jeff Bannister, very animated. A fan must have done something. They want a fan from that area ejected, if not more than one fan.
And we've seen more police presence now around the perimeter field, moving into the bullpen of the Texas Rangers. And there's Jeff Bannister pointing out someone he once identified to security officials.
So hopefully security will take care of it. There's the Texas bullpen.
Well, they've had to bring security back on the field.
There's the drive by Bautista. 3-run shot. Second home run of the last 2 innings by the Blue Jays.
What a crazy half. Bautista's starting to heat up. He's missed some balls on the inside. He got the base hit earlier.
Watch Russell Martin right here. Yes.
Russell Martin, who committed the error, the throw which hit off the bat of Chu. Martin was pinch run for earlier in this inning.
I really think they should just take the players off the field for a minute to calm this place down. It's been out of control. And the only way to get that control back is you call timeout and they make an announcement. It's not a safe environment to have players on the field right now. Not when people are chucking beer cans from the third deck. Now let's go back to baseball real quick. It starts with this error right here.
That's 1 out.
Then here's the second out. The bad throw by Moreland. The short hop to Andrus can't handle it. And then they get the bunt play. The right bunt play on. Get the throw, clanks it. And now you sit bases loaded with no outs.
3 routine plays.
There's Cole Hamels, the Rangers starter. Encarnacion homered way back in the 6th inning. Way back. About an hour ago.
Man alive.
That tied the game at 2. And then a 7th inning that we will never forget.
Well, you got Encarnacion hit a home run. You got Donaldson with a bloop. And you got Bautista with a 3-run homer. When that happens for the Jays, that's hard to beat.
The 3 Jays who combined for 120 home runs. And well over 300 runs batted in during the regular season. Jeff Bannister's Rangers won the first 2 games of this series here in Toronto. Blue Jays won the last 2 games when facing elimination, something that Toronto had never done in the history of the franchise. Encarnacion on at first. The inning continues.
Well, other than Bautista's home run, death by 1,000 paper cuts. This offense here in the 7th inning.
I don't think I've ever seen an inning like this. Never.
Colabello, the 8th Blue Jay to bat here in the 7th. Base hit right field. And Encarnacion to second.
What an inning that the Blue Jays had to come back from. Think about the emotional roller coaster they were on.
Well, I think too about the emotional roller coaster of Dyson. You know, brought into this game as a sinker ball pitcher. We talked about defending the home run of the Blue Jays. It was the right choice. A guy who had not allowed a home run as a Ranger to a right-handed batter. Well, Bautista changed that history. And the emotional roller coaster, well, it's hit bottom right now for Dyson.
But he's got one more out to get. Got to get it. I tell you what, the Blue Jays, though, to fight back the way they did, the emotional roller coaster that Russell Martin went through, you throw a ball back, you'll never see that in a million throws back to the pitcher. Hits the bat and ricochets off. And the play was called correctly. And for them to come back and be able to put these points on the board and take the lead in this crazy half inning, this crazy inning, I should say, it's amazing.
Sam Dyson, a former Blue Jay. Pitched in 2 games for Toronto back in 2012. Got into it with his former teammate Encarnacion earlier, following the Bautista home run.
Funny thing is, he and Marcus Stroman played double-A ball together, and he actually taught Stroman his sinker.
Wow. Tulowitzki 0 for 3. 2 on, 2 out.
This entire ballpark, most of it, 90% of it, they're on their feet still.
As crazy as this inning has been, they were 1 pitch away from getting out of it even after 3 errors. So you got to give the Blue Jays some credit. You make that many mistakes and an opportunity for an offense to get going like this, you're going to get burned. But somebody had to deliver. And they came up with some big hits to do it. He got lost, didn't he?
The 3-1 for Dyson. Popped up. Foul territory. A 53-minute inning finally comes to an end. Hamels knocked out of the game. A crazy play in the top half. The throw from Martin hits the bat of Chu. Odor scores. Rangers took a 3-2 lead. But then after 3 Texas errors, Bautista goes deep, and now the dugouts have emptied again.
This thing's not close to being over. You know, after the pop-up to Tulowitzki, Dyson came up from behind him and just gave him one of those gestures like, hey, just a friendly gesture. I thought Tulo took exception to it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that the emotions that Dyson has gone through in this inning have boiled over. The frustration apparent in the exchange between Dyson and Tulowitzki is what
Here's what happened.
both
Dyson
benches
just gave him
back on the
a
field.
little tap, said, hey, man, it's over. He's like, why are you touching me? And the next thing you know, it goes to another level. So here it is, Dyson, the inning's over. And Tulo's like, hey, man, we're fighting against each other. I'm not your pal right now.
What an inning. What a game. What a series.